going on, guys? Good morning. So this video is just honestly just addressing, why the sale of the W9 and purchase of the Pete. I had to stop and get a car charger here real quick, which I don't think it works great. So the W9, was a great custom truck. I put, a lot of work into it, my heart and soul, and literally blood and sweat. Couldn't tell you how many times I busted myself trying to work on the truck, and I did everything on my own. But because there was a lot of money tied up into the truck, I wanted to sell it and use the money elsewhere. And that elsewhere, and I can talk about it now because it's not probably going to happen anytime soon, but it's still my goal, is I wanted to open a custom shop for semi-trucks. There's really not anything out here in the northern part of the country, at least northeast or Midwest, whatever you want to call Michigan. Technically it's Midwest. And I wanted to do that, I still wanted to work a little bit, and then the days off, get a project here, get a project there, and then just work on trucks. And I love doing this sort of stuff, to customize them. Didn't really want to be a full-blown mechanic shop or anything like that. Not initially anyway, because it was just going to be me. But I could have used the money from the W9 and bought a cheaper truck, and then the rest of it I could invest into the shop. I couldn't just afford to just sell the truck and use all that money because, obviously you got to get clients and all that sort of stuff. And, obviously I was afraid that if I do that, I may not get enough work right from the get-go, especially with the economy being the way that it is right now. So the goal was to sell that truck and get a cheaper truck just to work, and then obviously have the shop at the same time. I was looking for another classic because you can find one fairly cheap, and you guys already know what happened with the last one that I was trying to buy and sell the Kenworth. I did end up selling the Kenworth because I had a buyer, and then I got left without a truck. So I'm looking everywhere. There's really not that much out there. And I figure, hell, let's go check out an auction. So I went to Indiana Auto Auction, which is in Fort Wayne, with my buddy from AGA, one of the owners. Bought a classic, like I said on the last video, sight unseen for like 28 grand. It wasn't a great truck, so I ended up backing out of it, but I did lose a couple of grand because of that. Or selling that truck through the auction again. And I did actually end up fixing a couple of things that was wrong with it, as far as, stuff that could be addressed for the truck to be driven right away. But that truck was going to need a lot of work in the near future. It wasn't like it was a scrap truck or anything like that. It just, way too much work for what I wanted to do. And then the next time the auction comes up, I saw the Pete. Went there, checked it out, started it. It started okay, considering the weather was cold. Everything was fairly good on it. So I decided to pull the trigger and bid on it, and ended up getting it. Everything there kind of checked out, and then happened what happened with it, with the blow-by tube being blocked. Now, whether that was blocked intentionally or not, I don't know. Obviously, I didn't see them do it. And I'm having the mechanic that's doing the overhaul kind of check in there and see if it's, been intentionally blocked or if it just got gunked up. But in the way I thought about it was, as much blow-by as it had, it couldn't have just been gunked up, because that shit would have pressed it out. It blew seals because of how much crankcase pressure there was there because of the blow-by. But anyway, truck needed a overhaul. There was so many leaks because of that an in-frame wasn't going to take care of all the leaks. So I said, you know what, just auto frame it. I couldn't, for what I paid for the truck, I couldn't in good conscience sell it to somebody else. Not for what I paid for it, because obviously I didn't know the things that were wrong with it. And telling somebody what was wrong with it, obviously that wasn't going to pay as much money as I had into the truck. So the best course of action really was just to overhaul it. Which means that the shop idea is still there, but it's going to set me back quite a bit because, now all the money that I sold a custom truck is going to a truck that still needs a lot of work to, make it what the W9 was. And, obviously not happy about it, but, maybe this is God's way of saying, hey, you don't need this shop right now because it's probably going to be, worse for you in the long run with whatever the economy is going to do the next couple of years. So I'm just taking that as a sign and keeping on pretty much. So the engine should be apart completely. The block is probably going to get sent out today for hot tanked. That's where for you the guys that don't know, that's where they put the block in a hot tank for, I don't know, I think 3 or 4 hours or whatever. Clean it up real well, and then check it for trueness as far as where the top part where the head meets the block itself, upper part of the block. And they'll check, make sure there's no cracks or anything and the block is good. And I believe the overhaul kit was going to get delivered on Friday, but I haven't checked with the mechanic, so I don't know if they did or not. But anyway, when he gets it back from getting hot tanked and checked out, assuming that he's got everything, he'll put everything together and we'll kind of go from there. He said should be down on the 28th or 29th, which it would be incredible if it's done that quick. The shop that I went to is called STS Service Center out of Grand Rapids. I mentioned this on the last video, but the gentleman that's actually doing my truck worked at Kenworth for a long time and then worked at Peterbilt for a long time with somebody that my buddy from AGA knows, and he recommended us to him. His name's Jeremy. Really nice guy when I met him. Was pretty upfront and honest with me as far as what to expect. I'm fairly confident that it'll be a good interaction and a good experience, but TBD, right? Anyway, thankful that these guys gave me a truck, AGA to run and get paid as a company driver, but at least I make some money and not no money. But more importantly, keep our customer happy and make sure the run, runs good. Honest to God, even if I was to do this for free, just because the customer wanted me on it, I would have done it, no questions asked. Just gave all the money to AGA while my truck was up and running. We have a pretty good relationship with them, and I want to keep it that way because they've treated me great. They've treated me right from the get-go. So the least I could do is return the level of respect that they've shown me. Anyway, the weather should be okay today. Not like it was last week. On Thursday, it was pretty bad, you guys. I think the west side of the state, man, they got close to 2 feet, or some places upwards of 2 feet of snow between Thursday morning and Saturday morning through the weekend. Just a lot of lake effect snow. I got lucky when I went to Pennsylvania to pick up my grandmother. There was a couple of spots with heavy snow, which visibility was the worst of it. It wasn't really the road conditions, but sometimes the visibility is worse than the damn snow being on the road. So, but I got lucky with that. Went and picked her up and came back, so everything kind of went smooth there. And then yesterday, I actually had to go get my car from Lansing because I left it there when I took this truck. So I had a buddy of mine drive me out there. So I picked up my old ass Mercedes. It was pretty cold, and that thing did not want to start. You know, it wasn't plugged in. It was sitting outside, off for 4 days or whatever, 4 or 5 days, whatever it was. But she finally did start, and with no starter fluid either. Anyway, I do want to ask for you guys' opinion, and you know, I hope you can kind of write in the comments below, see what you think. So obviously, I'm going to fix up the truck a little bit, right? I may not go as all out as I went on the W9 because there's simply too much money tied into it right now with the overhaul and everything. But I do want to fix up the interior a little bit. And my question was this. Now, the truck does have quite a bit of wood accent. It does have a bed and breakfast sleeper on it. And I honestly don't know whether to go with like a hardwood floor and, leave the dash some kind of wood accent, or if I should go with the truck color. But if that's the case, then, I gotta do a wood accent delete, if you will, and just wrap over that, which that may look okay as well. But honestly, I want your guys' opinion, and then just to see what you guys think. So keep the wood accent and put a hardwood floor, or color match it. Well, how about them apples, guys? I ended the video and was going to come back for questions in a Volvo, and here I am in a International. Well, at least we're in the manual, 10 speed, but hey. The trans on the Volvo was acting up, actually. It wouldn't downshift as I was exiting, and then as far as the like trying to take off again, you step on the loud pedal, accelerator, fuel pedal, whatever you want to call it, and nothing would happen. It would work fine in neutral, but as soon as you put it in drive, nothing would happen. You could see it would go into drive. It wasn't flashing or anything, and the weird part is there was no codes. So I actually had AGA come out and bring me this thing, back up to the backup. Just check out here real quick. We're gonna boogie on out. Had to spend a little time over here at the receiver while I was getting unloaded and reloaded, cleaning up a little bit, because this thing was a fucking mess. Didn't have time to touch the floor or anything, but I did clean, at least the dash. Grabbed the steering wheel, my hands got all freaking dirty and shit. Seems like some of these drivers, they drive with their same gloves that they open their freaking trailer doors with, or get fuel. So still don't know what happened with the Volvo yet. They did tow it back to Lansing, and I believe they're going to take it to Michigan Cat up there. They called them ahead of time and they could work on it. So I'm thinking it's something to either do with like the clutch solenoid or wiring harness or something like that, because the transmission looked like it was going into gear fine, but the moment you step on the throttle, nothing would happen. Also got a light for the self-airing system for the trailer tires that's on, but I checked all the tires before I hooked back up to the trailer. They were all aired up. Yeah, light turn off. Well, I grind that gear. One of the many messed up things about winter is it gets dark too damn soon. Well, almost home, guys. A bit of a longer day than I wanted, but it is what it is. Still not too bad. Go home, take a shower, get some nice sleep, wake up tomorrow, have some breakfast, and we'll do this shit again. I hate all this squeaking shit. Alright guys, well this is it for this one. It is Thanksgiving week. This probably will go up right before Thanksgiving or something, so I really do want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving to all of you and your families. And thank you so much for your support, and especially with the issues that I've been having with the other truck, the words of encouragements really means a lot. Thank you so much, you guys. I truly am thankful for all of you. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a great one with your families. If any of you are new to the channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so there's a notification sent to you when there's a video coming up. And there should be some good videos coming up here as soon as the Pete gets done overhauling, and we'll start working on that thing little by little. Again, thank you guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.